Hello everyone, movie recap here. Today we are going to recap Top Gun Maverick. After more than 30 years of service as one of the Navy's top aviators, Pete Maverick Mitchell is where he belongs, pushing the envelope as a courageous test pilot and dodging the advancement in rank that would ground him. Training a detachment of graduates for a special assignment. Spoilers ahead. In the introduction, it is mentioned that the U.S. Navy founded a fighter pilot training program in 1969. The recruits refer to it as Top Gun, despite the fact that it is formally known as Fighter Weapons School. On the ships where the pilots take off or make their returns, we notice a number of trainees and Navy personnel. In order to reroute funding, Rear Admiral Chester "Hammer" Kane is on his way to shut down the program. Captain Pete Maverick Mitchell learns as he rides his motorcycle to a base where he is scheduled to perform a scramjet flying demonstration. To the crew's delight, Maverick snatches the aircraft just as Kane arrives and, undeterred, flies it into the air at a speed that exceeds its initial forecast of Mach 9. The plane is damaged when Maverick tries to take it faster, but he is able to eject in time. Despite wanting to ground Maverick for his behavior, Kane reprimands Maverick and tells him that Admiral Tom "Iceman" Kazansky, a former foe and colleague, has invited him back to NAS North Island. In order to meet Vice Admiral Bo "Cyclone" Simpson and Rear Admiral Solomon "Warlock" Bates, Maverick travels to the base. Cyclone briefs Maverick on the work at hand while making it obvious that he doesn't see in him what Ice does. Maverick must impart his knowledge to a fresh batch of trainees in order to get them to find a way to the base and destroy it where a renegade nation is operating a uranium program. In the heart of the bustling pub, Maverick, the legendary pilot with a thirst for adventure, crossed paths with his ex-flame, Penny Benjamin. It's the kind of reunion that could set even the coolest of heads spinning, especially when her admiral father was in the know about their past dalliance. Penny, with all her good intentions, unwittingly steered Maverick into a perilous nosedive of generosity. She convinced him to buy a round for the entire pub. Meanwhile, a new breed of fearless pilots, the fresh-faced and eager newbies, were reveling in the same establishment. Leading the pack was Jake "Hangman" Saracen, brimming with the confidence that he'd be the top gun of the incoming class. Hangman was joined by a colorful cast of characters: the aviation enthusiast, Mickey "Fanboy" Garcia, the vengeance-seeking Ruben "Payback" Fitch, the fiery Natasha "Phoenix" Trace, and the ever-chipper Robert "Bob" Floyd. But the real game-changer was Bradley "Rooster" Bradshaw, the offspring of Maverick's late wingman and best friend, Goose. As Maverick swiped his card, expecting a smooth transaction, fate threw a curveball, or rather, a declined card his way. Penny, Hangman, and Payback seized the moment and playfully, almost ceremoniously, ejected Maverick from their midst. Outside, Maverick watched Rooster tickling the ivories on the piano. It was a poignant reminder of Goose, his dear friend and comrade who was no longer with them. The memories of Goose still tugged at Maverick's heartstrings, a ghost from the past that he couldn't quite shake. Later, after introducing himself and going through the objective with the pilots, Maverick meets with them. Maverick's strategy to destroy the facility includes having two jets destroy the entrance to the facility prior to attacking the base itself because it is situated deep at the bottom of a canyon. Some of the pilots, including Hangman, are not present. Rooster hates Maverick since he rejected his application, which caused a 4-year delay in his career. After that, Maverick continues the pilot's dogfight practice, showcasing his ability to misbehave with the younger crew. Pilots who don't pass their tests are made to perform push-ups. Later, Hangman learns Rooster and Maverick are related. To make up for his debt to Penny, Maverick returns to the bar. The spark between them is still there as they spend the rest of the afternoon together on her boat. In the following exercise, Maverick warns the pilots that flying too high could cause them to lose consciousness and oxygen. He also reminded them of the appropriate altitudes for their mission. Rooster is shown using a more careful approach to flying during the practice. When Hangman mentions Maverick and Goose's friendship, Rooster becomes upset and almost attacks Hangman, but the other pilots break them apart. Maverick is asked by Ice to go see him. He can primarily converse through a computer despite having throat cancer. Maverick worries about working with Rooster since he doesn't want to end up like Goose did. He manages to speak with Maverick and inform him that the young pilots need him more than he realizes. Ice instructs him to collaborate closely with Rooster. Cyclone enters the runway only to discover that nobody is there. He learns that Maverick organized a football game on the beach for the pilots as a team-building activity, and it appears to be working because everyone is having a good time. Later, when they are out, Maverick tells Penny that he pulled Rooster's application since his mother had begged him to take care of him before she died. The next step is a practice run when the pilots are instructed to hit the target at a specific height and within a specific time frame. Everybody fails to accomplish the mission as required, leaving Phoenix with only a few seconds to eject before her plane crashes. They argue about how Maverick is impeding Rooster's ability to fly after Maverick reprimands him for how he manages his exercise. Warlock enters to tell them that Ice has passed away, interrupting them. Days later, Maverick, Penny, and the other pilots attend his funeral, which is also attended by the deceased. Cyclone makes the decision to take up Maverick's teaching responsibilities. The other pilots appear to challenge him when he suggests a different strategy. Outside, the radars pick up Maverick flying his aircraft to finish the exercise, and he makes an impressive impression on all the pilots, including Hangman, by being able to fire at the target on the ground with just a few seconds left. Maverick chooses Rooster as his wingman, and he is accompanied by Hangman, Phoenix, Fanboy, Payback, and Bob as they complete the task. As they approach the facility, a nearby aircraft carrier launches Tomahawk missiles at the base to obliterate the runway, sending hostile planes scrambling back in the direction of the facility. The facility is destroyed after they launch a missile, but the adversary sends additional pilots to pursue them. When Maverick's plane is shot at, he crashes as the pilots begin to fly back. Rooster goes to help Maverick after turning around. While Maverick is on foot, a helicopter starts firing at him. Rooster shoots the chopper down just in time for his own plane to be shot down, but he is able to escape in time. Reunited, Maverick and Rooster come up with a strategy for leaving. They seize control of an F-14 Tomcat after seeing it. As they take off, the opposing jets chase after them, starting a dogfight. Despite the fact that Maverick is able to kill two of them with his guns and flares, they run out of ammunition just as a third jet approaches. The two accept that they are going to die because Rooster is also unable to eject himself, but Hangman intervenes and shoots down the last plane before they perish. Back on the carrier, the crew welcomed Maverick and Rooster with hearty congratulations for their safe return. It was a moment of triumph and camaraderie. Yet, there was a shift in the air. Rooster started to see Maverick through the same lens as his legendary father, Goose, had once viewed him. Surprisingly, Hangman and Rooster discovered a newfound respect for each other, the kind that can only be forged in the crucible of high-stakes aviation. In the heart of Maverick's hangar, Rooster joined forces with the Maverick himself, working hand in hand to maintain a classic P-51 Mustang. It was a symbolic passing of the torch, a legacy continuing. But when Penny swept onto the scene, Maverick wasted no time. He whisked her away for an exhilarating flight, leaving the past behind as they soared through the skies. In a touching gesture, Rooster placed a photo of himself and Maverick next to an earlier one of Maverick and Goose, bridging the generations and honoring the legacy of friendship. We really hope you enjoyed today's recap of Top Gun Maverick. Please leave a comment below on what you loved about the movie and why. Be sure to like the video and please don't forget to support our channel by subscribing so you don't miss any amazing content. Until next time, lights, camera, action. We look forward to seeing you in our next video.